Yo, I'm making it to Gambia, inshallah. We're gonna talk about Gambians who are native to, they're Gambian residents as we speak, never been to the US, but they want to go to these Western countries. So during my stay in Gambia, I would talk to some Gambians and the topic will come up sometimes that I'm American. And through this, I learned to just not tell people that I'm American. Eventually, I started telling people I was a government agent from South Asia, extraditing people who kidnapped aliens and was stealing spaceships. I would say stuff like this, just to, because why not, but so through me telling them I'm American, they would then bring up, oh, like they would like to go to America, or they would like to work in America, or for people I'm close to, they'll say, they'll share the concern that they just want to work. They want to work. They want to make money so they can send it home to their family. And so the one thing about Gambians who go to America, right? I'm not against it completely. But if you're gonna go to America, right, you have to know that it's not a good place. I've seen people who, they go to America from Gambia. They've been working in America for years, and they have nothing bad to say about America, but in nothing to say about Gambia, their own country. Have nothing to say about it. They know nothing about what's going on, and they're not concerned about it. But when it comes to America, yeah, there's this and that. And it's all good. For example, I was watching this podcast, and I encourage y'all to watch it. I like the podcast. It's you type in three Gambian brothers working in the U.S. military, and when these guys will talk about America, they have nothing bad to say. Everything's good. The U.S. military is all good, despite their evil allies that they're allied with Israel, and Israel is controlling them, and Israel is committing, a geno against the the Palestinian people, and America gives no crap about it. They care nothing about violation of human rights. They absolutely do not care. Speaking of that, speaking of the U.S. not caring about the human rights violations, when um, there was it's known that the when the Congolese got their independence from Britain, I believe it was, or something like this, the British or whatever oppression they was on, they they brought in a guy, I forgot his name. He was a guy was elected to nationalize the Gambian, I mean not the Gambian, but the Congolese businesses. Kind of make it their business, not have it partnered with other businesses. 6 months later, after he was elected, he was assassinated, and it was confirmed that it was U.S. and British and other allies who have assassinated him because they needed the Congo for their they wanted the Congo for their minerals to get cheap natural resources. So the U.S. is like, you have to, Gambians, right? They're so caught up about the benefits of the monetary, financial benefits that the U.S. has to offer, and also skills. The U.S. offers skills. They're so caught up on that it'll keep them from understanding that it's not a good place overall. So if a Gambian can understand that they're going there to with the understanding that this is not a good place, this is and it's clear. It's clear, especially with most Gambians being Muslim, they can clearly compare to Islam, the Quran, and see that this place is no place for this place is completely against Muslims. But Gambians go there and have nothing good, nothing bad to say about America, and that's the problem with Gambians going there saying they just want to work. You know, you just want to work. One, that's a horrible plan. You just want to work. You're never gonna make enough. I think people see a lot of success stories about people going, Gambians going to the West, staying there for decades, and then coming back with finances and skills to help the people out and starting something that offers jobs to the Gambia. Yes, but these are successful. These are success stories. This is not, Gambia is not riddled with these things. Um, or else you would see a lot more businesses going on and or a lot more success going on in the Gambia. I don't have so much information, but there's not, this is what people are fed. But let's say, being realistic, I know a person who's from North Africa, right? They won the visa lottery when they was about 19. I guess they touched down here when they was about 20. They was able to come in when they was 20. They was living with their cousins, and they cousins and being roommates, and they had their back and forth. The girl saved up, being a preschool teacher, working very low wages, like $14 an hour, very low here in America. Um, she saved up for a car. This took a while, and then she was able to get her own apartment. So she got it from the bottom. But over a course of about 5 to 6 years, when she had to go back to her country, because of family reasons and things like this, because she was here alone, other than her cousins. When she went back to her country, she only had about 15,000 USD saved up. That's just after 5 to 6 years of working. Right now, she was making more than $14 an hour when she left. Maybe she was making $20 an hour, working 8 hours a day when she left. This is much less than what I'm getting. But over this time, it took that long to save $15,000, 5 years. This is, and the person is now coming back. Back. She went there about a year ago. She left here about a year ago, and now she's coming back. She's on, and and now she's starting over from ground one, from start over. The problem with her, this is real. This is what real most people will have to go through. They're not gonna have this success story where they build up and have this, miraculous return on, what was I about to say? That's a more realer and often story. And the problem with her is, these people, they don't understand. They're not yet at the understanding that America is not a good place. It's not good for the self. It's not good for the future. It's not good for the kids. It's not good for you as a Muslim. Your country is better for this in this case. Um, that's all it takes, because now the person, when they're in their country, they're longing to go back to America. They're longing for the fast food restaurants and the comfortability and the fun, and there's nothing to do here, and in the work, and yeah, I need more money, so I gotta work, and this is this is the problem here now. Yeah, like, yeah. So that's the round picture of it. Like, Gambians, they want to come to America. They saying they just want to work, but they have no knowledge of what's going on here. That you just wanting to work. This is what Americans are just trying to do. Americans are just trying to work. You, as an immigrant, are gonna, you to get in the position of a regular American, you're gonna have to work for less. You're likely gonna get offered less. You have no certifications, no nothing. This is not this is not what you want, my friend. But a lot of Gambians are going through actual financial crisis. But if they get that opportunity, I wouldn't blame them to come here and just get a little something, make their first $500. When that $500 hit the bank account, they hype. They, when they see that, they betraying their whole country. Oh yeah, nah, I ain't. I ain't never going back there. $500? Oh my God. Then they gotta send their family the whole almost the whole check. And that's also the case with the North African. They was a lot of the money that they would have saved up, they done sent it to their family. And yeah, that's also a thing, but yeah, I guess for the sake of Allah, in the way of Allah, indeed. But that's all I gotta say. Um, I don't know where else to go from there. I understand, the want to come to America because there's Americans who make migration for the sake of Allah to Gambia, but every couple of years they have to come back. They work, they go back to Gambia for a couple of years, then they come back. They work here 6 months, then go back. But the difference there is they understand that this is no place to stay. This is no place to spend years and years at, or trying to amass, struggling at. Most of these people they come back, they're not coming back to work at McDonald's or something or some restaurant. They coming back with their certification, getting high paying jobs that they can just work 6 months and they good in Gambia for another 2 years. So yeah, that's the round picture of it. Like, comment, subscribe, you heard. Show love. Show love. You already know, man. Inshallah.